A ruler has no wisdom unless the soul knows love. Wisdom is love. Love is wisdom. The people of Hyrule, throughout countless generations, have been tempted by Ganon's corruptive power. They have been inspired by Link's boundless courage, and they have been enlightened by Zelda's wisdom. This wisdom was carried out through the goddess Hylia's bloodline. In the beginning, the goddess Hylia desired to use the Triforce in order to seal the Demon King and save her people. However, she was unable to wield its power due to her immortal form, and so she cast aside her godhood and became the mortal we all know as Zelda. But Zelda did not gain the entire Triforce left by the gods. Instead, the three goddesses bestowed her with only one of the three pieces, and the one she received was from Naru, the goddess of wisdom. Zelda was worthy of the Triforce not because she was originally a divine being, but rather it was the selfless act of shedding her godhood, her immortality, for the sake of her people, is what deemed her worthy of the goddess of wisdom's power. That power being the one Naru used to bring law and order to Hyrule when it was first created. The power of law and order, love and wisdom, the same power Naru used to bring clarity to the chaos of pre-Hyrule, now rests in the Triforce of Wisdom, the piece bestowed upon Princess Zelda, making her the sole wielder of all logic, an all-loving, all-knowing ruler of Hyrule. Her endless, selfless love for her people is what made her wise and worthy of wielding the Triforce. The stories of her wisdom educated those under her rule, to the point where they no longer needed her to be the one solely responsible for the upholding of the law. And so her people were enlightened and attempted to share her burden against the calamity. But there was only one tribe in Hyrule capable of harnessing and manipulating the power of Naru's wisdom. Those who served the bearer of wisdom before she was even mortal, the Sheikah. This tribe's scientists discovered that the Triforce of Wisdom holds the same power as the goddess Naru, the power of law and science. The Sheikah are the most likely to inherit Zelda's wisdom and transfer it to the Sheikah because of their devotion to Hylia, both when she was a goddess and a mortal, which makes them the most worthy to bear her gift. The logical Sheikah scientists and the spiritual Sheikah monks adopted two radically different interpretations for the blue energy and how it should be used. The elderly monks believed that the blue energy should be used to create trials for the hero, but the young and aspiring Sheikah scientists understandably became ecstatic by what this technological power could create. Whether by Zelda's grace, or potentially even by force, the Sheikah gained access to the blue energy 10,000 years before the events of Breath of the Wild. But unlike the goddess Naru, who used this energy to create logic and reason, and Zelda, throughout countless reincarnations, using it to seal Ganon and his malice, the Sheikah utilized this energy to construct machines capable of fulfilling the task Zelda was meant to face alone. Unfortunately, their once beautiful creations became instruments of war, and while they made the Guardians and Divine Beasts with the energy source found within the Triforce of Wisdom, and possessed the knowledge to manipulate and create high-tech machinery with it, they still left out one very important ingredient: love. A leader has no wisdom unless the soul knows love. The Sheikah monks knew this. Hylia sacrificed her immortal soul for the power of the Triforce, and all for the sake of her people, not her own sake. The Sheikah sacrificed nothing for their guardians and their divine beasts, and yet still they used the Triforce's power. Power, or in this case, wisdom, they were not made worthy of. And so their creations were cold, lifeless, and easily corruptible. Once excavated and made functional by order of the king, these horrible machines were plagued with Ganon's malice. Naru's creation of order reverted back to chaos and destruction. The wisdom she spent countless lifetimes providing as ruler of Hyrule was abused by her oldest and most loyal subjects, the Sheikah. They gained knowledge at the expense of love, and wisdom without love leads to pride, and pride leads to corruption. This is why Zelda struggled to unlock her sealing magic. Her ancestor, 10,000 years ago, had her Triforce's power greatly diminished after the Sheikah used its energy to create guardians, thus dulling her wisdom across multiple reincarnations, eventually leading to the most current Zelda, whose wisdom and love is now so distant from her original incarnation. Zelda, after 10,000 years of being separated from this wisdom, gifted by the Triforce, was reunited with it after the excavation of the ancient Sheikah tech. Zelda's interest in this technology comes from her innate connection to the blue energy within the tech. This is why Zelda believes researching the secrets of the Guardians, Sheikah Slate, and Divine Beasts is how she will fulfill her role against Ganon. And she was technically right. The prophecy was simply misread. The power to oppose the calamity is beneath the ground, but it wasn't the machines themselves, but the blue energy of Naru found within their artificial shells. Zelda's curiosity and eventual understanding of the Sheikah tech wasn't enough to make her a once again worthy vessel. Just as the Sheikah, she still lacked one special ingredient. She still had no love for the people she was supposed to protect. So, how does she obtain the Triforce once again? How is she once again made worthy of the Triforce of Wisdom? The same way Hylia became worthy. Self-sacrifice. Hylia was willing to sacrifice her immortal soul for the Hylians she loved, and so she was made worthy of the Triforce of Wisdom when in mortal form. And in Breath of the Wild, Zelda was willing to sacrifice her life for Link, the one she loved, and was once again made worthy of the Triforce of Wisdom. This causes the blue energy powering the Guardians to return to Zelda, giving her the Triforce as well as the power to seal Ganon. This is why the Guardians malfunctioned and shut down. Zelda didn't dispel the malice, she removed the blue energy and reverted it back to the piece of wisdom. The malice simply had nothing left to corrupt. By the end of the story, Zelda, with Link's help, absorbs all the remaining Sheikah tech, the Guardians, Shrines, Towers, and Divine Beasts, to strengthen the Triforce of Wisdom and seal Ganon away. This is why Vah Ruta is not functioning properly, why all the Sheikah tech appears to be missing, and why Zelda is not seen with the Sheikah Slate. The Sheikah tech, including the Sheikah Slate, have all returned to their original vessel. In the story to come, Zelda will have to learn how to conjure and manipulate runes without the use of easily corruptible Sheikah tech. By the end of Breath of the Wild, Zelda has regained the Triforce of Wisdom by mirroring the selfless act of Hylia. But in the sequel to come, what must our main hero Link do in order to regain the Triforce of Courage and face this ancient evil? The answer is the same as it was for Zelda. The power to oppose Ganon lies dormant
beneath the ground.